You are standing in front of a native English speaker.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, you know the feeling. They look at you, they smile, and they ask a very simple question.
Right.
But suddenly, your brain completely freezes.
Completely.
Your mind is racing, your heart is beating fast, but your mouth will not move. No words come out.
Right.
Or, well, maybe words do come out, but they feel completely wrong. Today, we're going to dive into exactly why that happens.
It is a terrifying moment for any learner.
Wow.
I mean, it really is. It is the absolute definition of a mental roadblock.
A roadblock.
Yes, a roadblock. You feel like you are stuck in terrible traffic inside your own brain.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because today, our deep dive is looking at a fascinating mix of source material. We have some recent linguistic research papers on how the brain acquires language, and we also have a very practical habit-building guide.
Right.
And together, these sources explain exactly how to stop translating English sentences in your head.
Yeah, which is huge.
It is. They offer a step-by-step method to finally start speaking naturally without that terrible freezing feeling.
Before we go any further, I want to set a very clear tone for today's deep dive.
Okay.
I want to say something important to every single listener right now.
Yeah, please do.
If you feel stuck or if you freeze when you try to speak English, it does not mean you are bad at English.
Right.
It does not mean you are unintelligent. Please do not feel bad about yourself.
That is so important to hear.
It really is. This freezing is simply a very common, very normal habit.
A habit.
Yes, it is something almost every person experiences when they learn a new language, and is a habit that we are going to break together today.
I really appreciate that reminder. It is just a habit. It is a biological reaction.
Exactly.
But before we can fix the habit, we really need to understand the underlying mechanics.
We do.
We need to understand why our brains hit that roadblock in the first place.
That is the perfect place to start. So the linguistic research we are looking at today explains that, well, most of us learned English in a traditional school classroom.
Right. Desks, textbooks, whiteboards.
Yes, exactly. And in that classroom, we were taught to treat language like a rigid math formula.
A math formula.
Yes. What's fascinating here is that treating language like math is the exact reason our natural communication slows down and crashes.
A rigid math formula. So if we look at math, everything is very strict.
Very strict.
We learn that 1 + 1 = 2. There are very firm rules. There's only one correct answer. And it takes deliberate time to calculate that answer in your head.
Right.
So the sources are suggesting that we're secretly doing math in our heads when we try to have a casual conversation.
We're doing heavy mental math.
Wow.
In school, teachers give us grammar rules that look just like math equations. They write on the board, subject plus verb plus object.
Oh, yeah. I remember those.
Right? But a natural spoken language does not work like a slow math equation. A spoken language flows continuously.
It flows.
Yes. When someone asks you a question in English, your brain should ideally just flow with the sound.
Okay.
But instead, because of our school training, your brain goes through 3 very heavy, exhausting steps before you even open your mouth.
3 steps. Okay, let us walk through a real-world scenario to see these 3 steps in action.
That's a great idea.
Let's say I am at a coffee shop.
Okay, coffee shop.
The barista looks at me and says, "What are you doing this weekend?"
A simple question.
Right. But my brain immediately jumps into step 1, which the research calls the safety translation phase.
The safety translation.
Yeah, I hear those English words, and my brain instantly translates that entire question into my native language. I do this because my brain wants to feel safe, and understand the question perfectly.
Yes, and that safety comes at a high cost of time.
A high cost.
Translating takes a full second or 2. It is slow.
Right.
So once you finally understand the question in your native language, your brain moves to step 2.
Okay, what is step 2?
Now, you have to formulate your answer. You think, I'm going to the park. But you think it in your native language.
Oh, I see.
Next, you have to search your mental dictionary to find the matching English vocabulary words.
Oh, wow. That sounds like a stressful treasure hunt inside my head.
It is a treasure hunt.
I have to dig around and find the English word for go, the English word for park, and the English word for weekend.
Yes.
That is an incredible amount of heavy lifting for the brain to do in just a few seconds.
It is exhausting. But the process is still not finished.
There's more.
Yes.
Yeah.
We now reach step 3, which the source material identifies as the most difficult part.
Okay.
You finally have your small pile of English vocabulary words, but now your brain tries to apply the math formula.
The grammar rules.
Exactly. You try to build the grammar rules. You ask yourself, wait, is it future tense?
Right.
Do I say I will go or I am going? What is the correct preposition? Is it to the park or at the park?
Oh, that is so stressful.
Right. You try to put the words in the perfect, mathematically correct order.
I am picturing the human brain like an old, very slow computer right now.
Yes, a perfect image.
Imagine you turn on a 10-year-old laptop.
Okay.
You open a large, heavy video file. Then you open a huge, modern video game.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And then you try to download 10 big documents from the internet all at the exact same time.
The computer is not going to like that.
No. The computer starts making loud fan noises. It gets very hot. It slows down completely, and then, well, the screen simply freezes.
It freezes.
You cannot click the mouse. You cannot do anything. That sounds exactly like what is happening in our minds with these 3 steps.
Exactly.
We are running too many heavy, complex programs at the same time.
That is a wonderful analogy because it explains the physical feeling of freezing.
Yeah.
Those 3 steps, translating the input, hunting for vocabulary, and calculating grammar, they take too much processing power.
Way too much.
The final result of these 3 heavy steps is the awkward silence.
The awkward silence.
Yes. By the time you finally calculate the perfect sentence and are ready to speak, 5 seconds have passed.
And 5 seconds is a long time in a conversation.
It is an eternity. The conversation has already moved on, or the other person is staring at you, waiting.
And when they stare at you, the silence becomes uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable.
I imagine this triggers a psychological reaction, too. You start to feel nervous. Maybe your hands sweat.
Yeah, absolutely.
You feel a fight or flight response because you feel embarrassed.
You feel trapped. And because you feel that panic, your brain stops working completely. You freeze.
Right.
Or, because you want to break the terrible silence, you rush and make a bunch of mistakes anyway.
Because you just want to say something.
Exactly. The research text makes it very clear this internal mental translation is the ultimate roadblock.
The ultimate roadblock.
Is the great wall stopping learners from reaching true fluency.
But I need to ask a question that many of our learners are probably thinking right now.
Sure.
Isn't grammar important?
That is a fair question.
I mean, we spend years in school specifically to learn these grammar rules. Why do these sources say this math formula method is actually bad for our daily communication?
Grammar certainly has an important place, especially in formal writing or, academic testing.
Right, like writing an essay.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But the sources highlight a major difference between written English and spoken English.
Right.
When you speak, speed and flow are much more important than absolute perfection.
Speed and flow.
Yes. The mental math method demands perfection, which destroys your speed.
So my slow computer is crashing from running this heavy translation program.
Right.
If I want the computer to run smoothly, I cannot just keep trying to force the program to work. I need to close the translation program completely.
Yes.
I need a way to bypass it.
Here's where it gets really interesting, because the practical habit building guide we're looking at provides a very specific solution.
Okay.
It's called the shadowing technique.
The shadowing technique.
Yeah.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, the source explains that this technique completely changes how successful learners acquire a language.
It does.
It forces you to abandon the math formula. Instead, it trains your brain to connect a real-world concept directly to an English sound.
Directly to the sound.
Right. It skips the middle step of your native language completely.
Let us explain the biological mechanism behind this.
Okay.
The shadowing technique builds new neural pathways in your brain.
Neural pathways.
Yes. When you look at an apple, you do not want your brain to think of the word for apple in your native language and then translate it to English.
Right. That is too slow.
You want your brain to see the red fruit and immediately hear the English sound apple.
Apple. Just instantly.
Instantly. This technique also builds muscle memory.
Muscle memory, like an athlete or a musician.
Exactly like that.
If a person plays the guitar, their fingers know exactly where to go.
Right.
The guitar player does not stop and think, move the second finger to the third string.
That'd be way too slow.
Yeah, the muscles just remember the shape of the sound. Our mouth, our lips, and our tongue are all muscles that need the exact same physical training.
That is precisely how it works. And I find the name of the technique very fitting. Shadowing.
Chow.
Think about walking outside on a bright sunny day. Your shadow stays right beside you.
Right.
It does exactly what you do at the exact same moment. If you wave your hand, your shadow waves its hand instantly.
Instantly.
The shadow does not stop to translate your movement. It just follows.
I love that visual. We know what it is called now, and we know why it works scientifically.
Yes.
So let us explain exactly how the listener can practice this shadowing technique in their own home today.
Let's do it.
The habit building guide gives us 3 very simple, clear phases to follow. The first thing it suggests is preparation, specifically finding the right piece of audio.
Step 1 is to find a short English video or a short audio clip that features a natural native speaker.
Okay.
But there is a very strict rule for this step from the source material.
A strict rule.
Yes. The audio you choose must be something you genuinely enjoy listening to.
I want to spend a moment on that because it seems like a small detail, but the source emphasizes it heavily.
It does.
Why is enjoyment a strict requirement? Why can't I just use a boring news report or a dry textbook recording?
Because of how human attention works.
Okay.
If you do not enjoy the content, you will not stay engaged with the material.
Right.
Your brain will get bored, your energy will drop, and you will stop paying close attention to the sounds.
That makes sense.
But if you love sports and you find a short video of an English speaker enthusiastically talking about a football game, your brain wakes up.
It wakes up.
Yes. If you love cooking, find a video of an English chef making a delicious meal.
That makes perfect sense. When you enjoy the topic, your brain naturally wants to understand the meaning, so it leans in and focuses.
Exactly.
You are pulling the language into your brain through your personal interests.
Yes, that is a great way to put it.
Okay, so I have found a short, fun video about cooking. I am ready to practice. What is the core action of the technique?
Step 2 is where the actual shadowing happens.
Okay, step 2.
You press play on your audio file, and as the native speaker is talking, you repeat their words out loud at the exact same time as the speaker.
Let me stop you there and make sure I understand the mechanics of this.
Sure.
Because my instinct as a learner would be to use the pause button.
Most people do that.
Right. Do I play the video, listen to a full sentence, pause the video, and then repeat what I just heard?
No. The source is very clear that you must not pause the audio.
Must not pause.
You must speak simultaneously.
Simultaneously.
It means at the exact same time. As the native speaker's voice is coming out of your computer speaker, your own voice should be coming out of your mouth.
Oh, wow.
You are speaking over them, right alongside them. You're acting exactly like their shadow.
Let's actually show the listener what this sounds like in real time because it is much easier to understand when you hear it.
That is a great idea.
Let's do a quick demonstration. I will be the native speaker in a video, and you act as my shadow. Ready?
I am ready. I will shadow your words as closely as I can.
Yesterday morning, I went to the bakery to buy some fresh bread.
Yesterday morning, I went to the bakery to buy some fresh bread.
Wow.
Yeah.
That requires a lot of focus.
It does.
It feels very fast when you do it out loud.
It is fast, and it can feel a little bit chaotic at first.
Chaotic, yeah.
But the source text mentions the most crucial rule for this second step. It is the hardest rule to follow.
What is it?
You must do this speaking without stopping to translate the words into your native language.
Wait, no translation at all?
None.
What if the native speaker uses a big, complicated vocabulary word that I have never heard before in my life? Do I stop and look it up in a dictionary?
Absolutely not.
Really?
Even if you do not know the word, you just mimic the physical sound of the word.
Oh, okay.
Do not stop and ask yourself, what does that mean in my language? Just keep moving forward with the speaker's voice.
That feels incredibly strange.
It does.
It feels like it goes against every single rule we ever learned in a language classroom.
It really does.
Our teachers always told us to understand every single word.
Right.
But this brings us directly into the final phase of the method. Because if I am not translating and I'm not thinking about the meaning of the words in my native dictionary, what is my brain supposed to be thinking about?
Step 3 answers that exact question.
Okay.
The source says you must shift your focus entirely away from meaning and focus entirely on the flow.
The flow.
Yes. You need to pay attention to the rhythm, the intonation, the cadence, and the overall music of the sounds.
Let us break down those musical terms because they are very important.
Yes, let's do that.
Rhythm and intonation simply mean noticing how the speaker's voice goes up and down.
Up and down, exactly.
It means listening for the emotion. Which words does the speaker say very loudly? Which words do they say quietly and quickly?
Right.
How does this sentence rise at the end of a question? It really is like listening to a song.
You are learning to hear the music of English instead of trying to calculate the math of English.
I am thinking of another analogy here.
Okay, let's hear it.
It is a lot like learning a complex new dance.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, if you want to learn to dance salsa or the waltz, you do not stand completely still in the middle of the room, open a heavy textbook, and read written rules about dancing.
No, you definitely do not.
You do not calculate, okay, I must move my left foot exactly 2 inches forward at a 45-degree angle.
That would be terrible.
If you try to do math while dancing, what happens?
You'll step on your partner's feet,
Yeah.
and you will look like a stiff robot.
Yes, you look like a robot and you will freeze.
Right.
To learn to dance, you watch the teacher and you just let your body move to the music. You let your arms and legs get used to the physical movement of the dance, even if you step in the wrong place.
Exactly.
The habit building guide specifically uses this concept. It says you must let your mouth get used to the physical movement of the language.
Your mouth, your tongue, your jaw, your lips. They are all physical muscles that need exercise.
They need exercise.
Making English sounds requires different muscle movements than making Spanish sounds or Japanese sounds.
That makes sense.
Shadowing is quite literally a physical gym workout for your face.
I love the idea of a gym workout for my face.
It's true.
But I want to push back on this a little bit.
Okay.
On behalf of all the learners listening who are worried about passing their English tests,
I understand that worry.
are we saying I should just completely ignore my grammar mistakes while doing this?
Yes.
What if I use the wrong verb tense while shadowing? What if I accidentally drop the letter S at the end of a plural word?
I will quote the habit building guide directly to address that worry.
Okay, what does it say?
The author writes, do not obsess over every single grammar rule.
Do not obsess.
Right.
Meaning do not let it control your mind. Do not worry about it too much.
Correct. When you are doing this daily shadowing practice, your goal is not perfect grammar. Your only goal is flow.
Just flow.
If your tongue slips and you make a mistake, do not stop the video.
Don't stop.
Do not apologize. Just keep speaking. Keep following the shadow of the native speaker.
Okay.
The fascinating science behind this is that the more you physically feel the rhythm of the sounds, the more your brain will naturally absorb the correct grammar without you even trying.
That is such a freeing concept.
It really is.
It takes away all the heavy, stressful pressure of being perfectly correct. We are just making music with our mouths.
That's a beautiful way to say it.
Okay, so let us review the process so far.
Let's review.
The listener knows the 3 clear steps. Find a fun audio clip, repeat the words at the exact same time without stopping to translate, and focus completely on the physical flow and rhythm.
Perfect summary.
The next practical question is about schedule.
Right. Time.
How much time will this take out of my day? Do I need to sit in my room and shadow videos for 3 hours every afternoon?
Not at all.
Oh, good.
The habit building guide gives a very clear, very manageable timeline. You only need to practice this shadowing exercise for 10 minutes a day.
Just 10 minutes a day.
Just 10 minutes.
That is enough time to make a difference.
10 minutes a day for 1 solid week.
Wow.
Consistency is much more important than duration. Doing a small amount every single day builds those neural pathways much faster than studying for 5 hours on a Sunday and doing nothing the rest of the week.
So what does this all mean?
It means a lot.
It means that in just 10 minutes a day, you can build a completely new, healthy habit.
Yes.
You can shut down that old, heavy translation program crashing your mind, and you can install a fast, smooth, new program.
Exactly.
The source promises that if you stick to this 10-minute daily habit, you will be amazed by how fast your speaking confidence changes.
It will change so fast.
Your fluency will improve because you have built a shortcut around that big mental roadblock.
And I want to add another warm, encouraging note for our listeners.
Please do.
10 minutes a day is such a small investment of your time.
It is.
You can do this practice while you're making your morning coffee.
Right.
You can do it while you are walking to the bus stop or washing the dishes.
Multitasking.
Yes.
Yeah.
It requires very little time, but it provides a massive boost in your confidence. By doing this, you are taking active control of your language learning journey.
You are taking control by letting go of the stress and the rules. I think that is a beautiful message.
Thank you.
As we wrap up this deep dive, I want to say a huge thank you to all the English learners listening to us right now.
Yes, thank you so much.
Learning a language is hard work, and you are doing a great job just by being here and listening to this deep dive.
Absolutely.
Remember, our core takeaway from today's sources: Stop treating English like a rigid, strict math problem. Stop trying to calculate the perfectly constructed sentence in your head.
Stop doing the math.
Instead, start feeling the rhythm of the sounds. Let your mouth do the dancing.
This raises an important question, though. The author of our habit-building text asks learners to identify their biggest struggle when trying to speak fluently.
Okay.
We know the answer for many is this paralyzing fear of making mistakes.
Right.
But I want to take this core philosophy a step further for everyone listening today.
Where are we going with this final thought?
Think about the foundational lesson we learned today.
Okay.
Your brain can master a complex new language simply by letting go of the strict rules and allowing your body to physically feel the flow.
Right.
So what other difficult skills in your life could you master much faster if you just stopped overthinking them?
Oh, wow.
What if you stopped trying to be absolutely perfect and simply started shadowing the experts?
Wow. That really does make you think.
It does.
Maybe it applies to learning how to cook a complicated meal.
Or learning how to play a new sport.
Maybe it even applies to the fear of public speaking.
Yes, absolutely.
Sometimes we just need to stop doing the heavy mental math in our heads. We need to step out into the warm sun, start moving, and just follow the shadow. Follow the shadow. Keep practicing your 10 minutes a day, everyone. Do not be afraid to make mistakes. Have a wonderful week. Keep speaking out loud, and we will catch you on the next deep dive.